Grenada Duty Free and GBN, we are partnering for this Christmas season. Folks, it's going to be a bumper one. We can actually start feeling the energy, the vibe will start building, the promotions that start coming in, and the fragrances, the chocolate. We have up 15%, 20%, 40%. It's going to be a crazy one. We are looking forward to seeing you. We are ready to treat you guys special. We are ready to give back to you after this whole year of, being with us and everything and the support. So with our partnership with GBN, it's going to be a bumper season. Looking forward to seeing you guys.
Proud sponsors of Christmas with GBN includes Ace Hardware, Hubbard's, Flow, Duty Free Caribbean, and Answer Coatings.
Down in the valley to the mountain top, let us sing this song of praise non-stop.
It's that time to say good morning to you, Grenada, Carriacou, PD, Martinique, the rest of the Eastern Caribbean, the rest of the world. It's Good Morning Grenada for today. It's Thursday, the 7th day of November. That's the day. Yeah, good morning. Hope you had yourselves a great night, a restful night, and you're up and ready to face the challenges of this brand new work day. Yeah, you've got to work today, remember that. All right, I'm experiencing some technical difficulties with the live at the moment. Working on it. Hope you're having a great morning thus far, though. Yep, hope you are. It's good looking Thursday morning. It's a good day to have a good day. It's 27 minutes on to 7 o'clock. All right, finally got it working, Yeah. That's how it is sometimes. Technical glitches, man. That's why I don't have 100% confidence in technology, yeah. 26 minutes on to 7 o'clock. Good morning to all my online listeners. Mary Ebanks, Yulin Alexander, good morning to you. Mildred Smith and Shem, good morning. Also Zamora Plenty, good morning to you. Hope you're doing fine. Each and every one of you, wherever you are, who's celebrating birthday or anniversaries today, happy anniversary, happy birthday. If you're just celebrating another day of life in God's good green earth, yeah, thank God for life. It's a good day to have a good day. Let's sing.
Oh, Father, thank you for another day.
Yolan Swan, good morning to you. Monica Mayrose Williams. Howdy do. Zavi, good morning to you. Auntie Elsa, Trevs, everybody. Sammy, Skeeta. Can't call her that name on air. That's my name. Nice. Good morning. Spice Queen, good morning. How are you doing? Let's head on to the word of the day today. The word of the day today, that word is Gestalt. Gestalt. G-E-S-T-A-L-T. And it means something with two or more parts that are so integrated that they are perceived as one. Gestalt.
And yes, you are my savior.
In therapy, the Gestalt approach focuses on understanding the entire context of a person's experiences rather than isolating specific events. G-E-S-T-A-L-T.
Thank you for my daily.
Learn to spell it, learn to pronounce it.
Through your grace, my soul.
Learn to use it in your writing and your speech, yeah?
Oh, my child. Oh, my child.
Nice. The motivational tip of the day comes up next. Good morning to you, Nadisha, and the folks inside of Coffee and surrounding areas. Hope you all doing fine.
I will listen
Cicely Blackman, good morning to you.
from whence cometh my help. My help,
Ernesto Pascal, good morning, sir. Innocent.
I can tell the future.
Hey, what?
Neither can I.
You're good?
The minute or the hour.
The Spaniard is back.
Finally,
No, not Spaniard, Jamaican.
my walk is
Jamaican accent
I'll try
and all that.
best. And once I give,
The folks inside of Woburn.
you'll take care of the rest. Yes, Lord.
And today, let me tell you this. With the new day comes new strength and new thoughts. That's how it's supposed to be.
Let this love you give.
Morning by morning, new mercies I see. Yeah.
I want to do
Hilary J. Harris, good morning to you. We have to touch base, yeah?
for you. Let me know.
And we're celebrating with Spice Queen today as she celebrates her birthday, her 15th birthday. You wish, right? Catherine Phillip, good morning to you. Good morning to the folks inside of Mount Parnassus and Rady. Anne Phillip, good morning to you. How you doing? Nice.
Father, I don't only
Spice Queen, please email me a piece of your birthday cake, all right? You know I'm a cake lover.
walk the walk. Yes.
Eggies and Chief, good morning. The folks in Pomerose, Latant, Crowshoe,
Service all to you.
Mama Can,
Oh, Father,
Munich,
thank you for
morning.
my lead. Oh, merciful Father, all your precious.
Nutritional health tip is up next.
Oh, Father, I don't know.
Follow these steps and you'll be fine. Drink lots of water.
Breast milk contains all the nutrients a baby needs to thrive during the first few months and years of its life. The milk helps to support the baby's brain growth and the development of children. Many women face challenges with breastfeeding for many reasons. Here are a few ways mothers can boost their nutritional intake to improve breastfeeding. According to the Center for Disease Control, women who are breastfeeding need to add 330 to 400 kilocalories per day to their daily caloric intake, compared to other women who are not. Additionally, lactating mothers should consume foods that are rich in choline and iodine, as these are essential nutrients needed for the body to function adequately during the first year of pregnancy. Great sources of iodine and choline are dairy products, eggs, seafood, iodized table salt, protein food groups, beans, peas, and lentils. Other essential nutrients are iron, calcium, protein, and vitamin D. Although seafood like fish are great sources of iodine, breastfeeding women should avoid eating more than 2 portions of oily fish per week, as fish contains mercury, which can negatively affect the child's development. Foods which contain caffeine like coffee, chocolate, and energy drinks should also not be consumed. Breastfeeding mothers are advised to include a variety of foods in their daily diets and to include foods that include a variety of fruits and vegetables, unsweetened juice and smoothies, starchy foods like sweet potatoes, whole grain bread, whole grain pasta, brown rice and provision, whole grain breakfast cereals, beans and lentils, eggs and lean meat. Dairy and dairy alternatives like milk, cheese, yogurt, and nut milk can also be incorporated. Women should also increase their fluid intake or drink the recommended daily intake of water to stay hydrated. It is recommended that while breastfeeding, you have a glass of water, low-fat milk, or a sugar-free drink beside you. Follow the GFNC's socials for more information on nutrition and women's health in the month of May. Until next time, the Grenada Food and Nutrition Council reminds you to look, eat, and feel well.
Rolls ring a bell? Yes, they keep the body working.
This is the day the Lord has made. So let us rejoice and be glad in it.
Yeah.
Hear my prayer.
Jillian McIntyre, good morning to you. Good morning to the folks on the south of the island, Frequente, Point Celine, Lansepin, Grandans Valley, Coffee. Hey, my dad and everybody on top of Coffee Bow Hill, good morning. Gulf Coast, good morning. Rochelle Cummings, good morning. Beautiful Grenada, my last day heading back to Trump country tomorrow. You sure you want to do that? You sure you want to go back there? Zamora Plenty, good morning to you and Mommy Judy. Gigi Giles and Denzo, good morning. Daphne and Sylvie, good morning. Denzo, how you behaving, boy? Robert White, good morning. The folks in St. Patrick. Sates, good morning. Davy, Mount Craven, the Phillip family in Mount Craven. Morning. What's buzzing this morning? Let's see what's buzzing. Buzzing. All right. Locally, Prime Minister Mitchell to give the nation a report on Grenada's hydrocarbon reserves. In the region, we hear that CARICOM leaders extend congratulations to Donald Trump. Internationally, that's Kamala Harris, tells supporters, do not despair as she vows to help Trump with transfer of power. And in sports, Grenada's national swim team to compete at the 32nd OECS Swimming Championships in St. Vincent. You know, we'll have more on that. Oh boy, and how could I have omitted this one? West Indies 2-1 against England in the ODI series. We had double centuries yesterday from two of the West Indians, Casey Carty and Brandon King, I think it was. Yeah, I think I'll give you them more comprehensively in the newscast. So how is everybody doing? How is the Christmas feeling? I am not seeing or hearing anything much about green peas yet, you know. Good morning to the folks inside of Rose Hill and River Sally and Latas and La Fortune and surrounding areas. That is green peas area. Ensure that my name is first on the list. Danley Alexis. Good morning to the folks inside of New Hampshire. Annadale. Morning. Constantine, Bolio, Vandam.
Thank you for the privilege.
The western side of the island, good morning.
Father, to share this love you give.
Yeah.
Father, nothing.
Ensure that I'm on the green peas list, the cake list, not salt, I can't eat that.
My life for you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, Shanti Mel, good morning. Duquesne, Samaritan, good morning. Pops and Duquesne, good morning. How you doing, bro? Village and the guys. Shy in Victoria. Mr. Lex McBain, good morning to you, bro. How do you do? Mr. Neville Glynn. Folks, we've got to take that break. We've got the AM edition of News, Sports, and the weather coming up right after these messages. Don't you go anywhere.
Yes.
Spend $50 or more at any Hubbard's department or participating outlets for a chance to win free fuel, free drinks, free prizes, free property and vehicular insurance, free Hub TV and internet, free electricity, free coke, free water, free cooking gas, free paint supplies, free Dutch Lady milk, free passes to Sunshine promotion events for 2024, free groceries, all for one whole year. And every winner receives a free lunch package. But that's not all. Drive away in style in a brand new Isuzu D-Max. It sits, it doesn't guzzle. So fill out your entries and place them into the marked entry boxes. This promotion is brought to you in part by Dutch Lady, Danny, Promo, Supreme Bleach, Creative Chef, Grenlac, Floor, Salt Petroleum, Grenadian General Insurance Company Limited, Coca-Cola, Sunshine Promotion, Caribberies, Coop Bag, Sesame Spain, and Food Fear. Promotion runs from April 2nd to December 24. Terms and conditions apply.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street.
This is the GBN Morning News for today, Thursday, November 7th, 2024. Coming up in the news, Prime Minister Mitchell to give nation a report on hydrocarbon reserves. CARICOM leaders extend congratulations to Donald Trump. Internationally, Harris tells supporters do not despair as she vows to help Trump with transfer of power. And in sports, Grenada's national swim team to compete at the 32nd OECS Swimming Championships in St. Vincent. We've got the details to this and more after these messages.
Tourism is me. Tourism is you. Tourism is everybody. And tourism connects us all.
Did you know that tourism generates revenue and foreign exchange earnings?
Did you know it stimulates infrastructural development and facilitate cultural exchange among people?
You must know tourism is linked to all industries.
From agriculture to construction.
So support the industry today and be welcoming to all our visitors.
Tourism is my business. Tourism is your business. Tourism is our business. Listen one and all. Tourism connects us all.
A message from the Ministry of Tourism
And the Grenada Tourism Authority.
This holiday season, get ready for a magical celebration packed with culinary delights, crafts, and music that will bring joy to your heart. But that's not all. Lots of giveaways are waiting for you. Stay tuned and make this Christmas one to remember only with GBN.
Good morning. With the news in detail, I am Gordon Joseph. Prime Minister Deacon Mitchell will present a detailed report to the public by the end of November on the technical and economic feasibility of developing Grenada's hydrocarbon reserves. This report will also cover the potential environmental and social impacts associated with hydrocarbon exploration in Grenada. The Prime Minister noted that the committee has been working hard to fully understand the nation's current legal and contractual obligations regarding hydrocarbons, including an exploration license awarded to Global Petrol Group by the former New National Party administration under Dr. Keith Mitchell. During the 2023 throne speech at the ceremonial opening of the second session of the 11th Parliament, Governor-General Dame Cecile La Grenade announced that the government could not locate a complete report on Grenada's oil and gas situation. As a result, the Cabinet has established a technical working group to clarify the country's position on oil and gas development. Following the impact of Hurricane Beryl, the Climate Smart Agriculture and Rural Enterprise Development Program, SIAP, Grenada, committed to strengthening food security in local communities as part of its backyard gardening program. The support first group of 10 farmers from St. Patrick received backyard kits to support their sustainable farming practices. These kits included essential items such as hand tools, seeds, seedlings, compost, and water tanks for Kareku, all geared towards promoting climate-smart and resilient farming practices. The farmers also participated in a backyard gardening training session facilitated by SIAP's Climate Smart Agriculture Coordinator, Kenley Edwards. At the distribution event, Dr. Stephen Fletcher, head of the Rural Development Units, spoke on the importance of food and nutrition security. A total of 68 backyard gardeners across Grenada, including St. George, St. Andrew, St. Mark, St. Patrick, St. John, St. David, Carriacou, and Pidimatnik, they were all set to receive gardening kits valued at EC $1,500 each as part of this initiative to boost food resilience. That ends the first segment of the news. Stay with us, the regional roundup, international developments, and sports and the weather. They're straight ahead. It's 9 minutes away from 7 o'clock. At this time, we now join the Caribbean News Desk for this morning's edition of the Regional Roundup.
From the Caribbean News Desk, the morning edition. Good morning. I'm Dennis Chabrol.
And I'm Kendall Morgan with the latest from across the Caribbean.
Caribbean leaders have joined their global counterparts in extending early congratulations to Donald Trump on his victory in Tuesday's presidential elections in the United States. Among them, Prime Minister Andrew Holness of Jamaica, the home country of the father of President Trump's opponent, Vice President Kamala Harris.
I haven't said it yet, but though I have tweeted, is to congratulate the President-elect of the United States, President Trump, and his victory last night. Of course, one of the contestants in the race has some Jamaican connections, and we wish Vice President Harris all the best.
Jamaica is reporting increased success in its fight against the country's major gang problem. National Security Minister Dr. Horace Chang told a press conference yesterday that the focus on dismantling the gang structure has been showing results this year.
This year, our strategy has sharpened this focus on dismantling gang structures across the island. Thus far in 2024, we launched 2,777 anti-gang operations, resulting in the detention of 488 individuals. We also detained 19 female gang members, which evidence that our efforts are targeting networks. Since the start of the year, we have charged 163 gangsters. We have put 8 gangs, inclusive of 73 gang members, before the court, and 28 other gangs are being investigated. The road to ending gang and gun violence is a long one, but these successes show that we are moving in the right direction.
The Executive Director of the Caribbean Disaster Emergency Management Agency, SEDEMA, Ms. Elizabeth Riley, is calling on regional governments to put more investments into their national disaster coordination offices, as many are currently under-resourced. Riley made a call at the just-ended 14th meeting of SEDEMA's Council of Ministers in St. Vincent and the Grenadines.
Over the past year, we have noticed significant turnover at the level of national disaster offices, as well as limited human resources in several of our national disaster offices. Colleagues, as a region, we must invest in the technical skill sets and competencies in our national offices and in our broader organizations if we want to see results. There's a direct correlation between investment and the results delivered.
Riley commended the National Disaster Coordinators for spearheading much of the relief and recovery efforts during recent natural disasters.
Trinidad and Tobago is paying keen attention to the quality of used tires being imported by the Twin Island nation. This was relayed to an inquiry into the operations of the Trinidad and Tobago Bureau of Standards. The manager of the Implementation Division of the Standards Bureau, Gerald Maxwell.
We will issue a release certificate after the inspection activity is conducted, and then, only then, customs will issue the release for these tires to go to the importers' warehouses, and then from there they can go on to the market for distribution.
So Mr. Maxwell, every container that enters this country with used tires, every single tire is inspected.
Every single tire is inspected.
You're giving this committee that assurance that every single used tire that enters Trinidad and Tobago through the port of entry.
Yes.
Through the legal ports of entry. By the Bureau of Standards.
Yes.
Suriname is getting assistance to develop its fruit processing industry. India has agreed to provide technical assistance and machinery worth $1 million under the agreement signed by Foreign Affairs Minister Albert Ramdale and Indian Ambassador Subhash Gupta. A fruit processing unit will be developed. The Surinamese government says the unit can process 1.5 tons of fruit per hour. Agriculture Minister Pramanand Sudian added that the new processing unit will not only enable Suriname to meet domestic demand, but also to explore new market opportunities. According to him, this collaboration offers enormous potential to strengthen the fruit value chain in Suriname and increase profit margins for local producers. This has been the morning edition from the Caribbean News Desk. You may contact us by phone or WhatsApp on +592 700 9293. Thanks for listening.
And looking further afield, Kamala Harris tells supporters, do not despair, as she vows to help Donald Trump with the transfer of power. I know many people feel like we are entering a dark time, but for the benefit of us all, I hope that is not the case, she says in her first speech since losing the election. Without mentioning Trump's refusal to accept his defeat to President Joe Biden in 2020, Harris said that honoring election results was what distinguishes democracy from monarchy or tyranny. Anyone who seeks the public trust must honor it. Trump carved out a decisive victory as he won 5 of the 7 battleground states. He's ahead in the final 2 yet to be declared, Nevada and Arizona. Meanwhile, Republicans have retaken control of the U.S. Senate. They also lead the contest to control the House of Representatives, but it could take days for a final result. Donald Trump has pledged to launch on day 1 of his presidency the largest deportation operation of undocumented immigrants in U.S. history. Carrying it out may be another matter. Rhetoric is one thing, said Stephen Yale Lower, a professor of immigration law at Cornell University. Actual implementation is something else, he said. The Constitution provides due process for everyone in the country, not just U.S. citizens. So Trump cannot just round up people and send them out of the country the next day, Yale Lower said. There already is a backlog of over 3.6 million cases in our immigration courts. Aside from the legal and humanitarian issues, a mass deportation of millions of people would entail enormous budgetary and economic costs and be a logistical nightmare. Aaron Richlin Melnick, a senior fellow at the American Immigration Council, said there are currently an estimated 13 to 15 million undocumented immigrants in the United States, and the reality of mass deportation is complicated. That concludes the regional roundup and international news. Stay with us. The sporting highlights are straight ahead. Good morning, sporting fans. 34 swimmers of the Grenada national swim team leave the island today to compete in the 32nd OECS Swimming Championships, which will be held at the Shrewsbury Aquatic Centre, Ratho Mill in St. Vincent. The 34-member team comprises athletes of the age groups 8 and under to 18 and over. The meet will be in short course meters and will include events in all of the 4 strokes, freestyle, backstroke, breaststroke, and butterfly, along with medleys and individual medleys. While most of the team have previously competed at the OECS Championship and other regional and international meets, there are several new additions. Among these are the 8 and under girls Brianna DeRoche, Haley Gooding, and Sydney Joseph, and 8 and under boys Kishan Cobb and Leah St. John. 11 to 12 boys, we've got Patrick Dowden, and 13 to 14 boys, Mark Mitchell and Caleb Williams. The other members of the team include Gabrielle Hyson, Anika Otway, Genevieve Benoit, and Zachary Gresham of the 18 and over age group. We have Tilly Colamo. Coaches Gerson Escobar and Chris DeRiggs will be accompanying the team along with Diane Hopkin and Chad Hyson as team managers and several other officials. Well, cricket fans, Brandon King and Casey Carty blasted centuries as West Indies scored a series-clinching 8-wicket victory over England in the third and final game of the one-day international series at Kensington Oval yesterday. Replying to the visitors' total of 263 for 8, King and Carty featured in a second wicket stand of 209, the duo making light of what could have been a daunting task following the early loss of Evan Lewis. King fell for 102 with victory in sight, but Carty finished on an unbeaten 128 after hitting the winning boundary as West Indies coasted home on 267 for 2 with 7 overs to spare. Carty's maiden ODI century spanned 114 balls and was highlighted by 15 fours and 2 sixes. King stroked 13 fours and 1 6 of 117 balls. West Indies' 2-1 series triumph over the English was a repeat of the success 11 months earlier in the Caribbean as the team shed the first 2 matches in Antigua before the home side prevailed in the decider in Barbados. Meanwhile, cricket pundits are calling for disciplinary action against West Indies pacer Alzarri Joseph. Alzarri Joseph left the field unannounced while the Windies were bowling after an argument with captain Shai Hope. During the 4th over of the innings, Joseph was seen protesting to Hope about a field change. He then dismissed Jordan Cox in the same over, but decided against celebrating with the team. As the over ended, Joseph left the field without informing the captain, leaving West Indies with just 10 fielders at the start of the 5th over. Joseph returned to the field at the start of the 6th over, but waited until the 12th to continue his spell. He managed 2 overs before briefly leaving again after 2 misfields led to England scoring 2 runs off overthrows. Later, he came back for 2 overs in the middle period and finished his remaining 3 during the death overs. Joseph ended the match with a total of 2 for 45 in his 10 overs, having taken the wickets of Cox and Dan Mosley. He needs to be disciplined. Yeah. And that's the sports. Stay with us. The weather forecast is up next.
This holiday season, get ready for a magical celebration packed with culinary delights, crafts, and music that will bring joy to your heart. But that's not all. Lots of giveaways are waiting for you. Stay tuned and make this Christmas one to remember only with GBN.
And folks, for the latest weather forecast, we join forecaster at the Met Office of the MBIA, Cassia Johnson. Good morning, Cassia.
Good morning to you and good morning to the listeners. Here is the weather for today, Thursday, 7th November 2024. Currently at the airport, conditions are fair with adjacent showers. Winds are from the east at 7 miles per hour. Pressure 1009.3 millibars, which is below normal and rising. Present temperature 28.5 degrees Celsius, relative humidity 85%. Yesterday's maximum temperature was 31.8 degrees Celsius, minimum temperature last night 26.9 degrees Celsius. Over the past 24 hours, there was 2.5 millimeters of rainfall at the airport, which brings the total for the month to 6.2 millimeters. Looking at the public forecast, valid for today and tonight, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light to moderate showers and a low chance of isolated thunder. Today's maximum temperature 32.0 degrees Celsius. Winds easterly to southeasterly at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Seas moderate, waves 5 to 7 feet in northeasterly swells. A small craft advisory is in effect. Tides are currently high and will be low at midday, high again at 6 p.m. Sunset today, 5:39, sunrise tomorrow, 6:02. Again, the weather is expected to be partly cloudy with light to moderate showers and a low chance of isolated thunder. A small craft advisory is in effect. From the Met Office, I am Cassia Johnson.
Thank you very much, Cassia. Have yourself a wonderful day now.
Thank you, thank you.
Folks, the weather forecast came to you with the kind compliments of Rennick & Thompson Company Limited.
If you are 50 years and over or turning 50 in 2024, our 50-plus car insurance is perfect for you. It's loaded with free benefits like loss of use, special perils, and windscreen cover up to $2,500. Getting to 50 is filled with ups and downs. Let's celebrate these moments together and look forward to 50 more. Call Beacon Insurance at 440-4447 or log on to beacongrenada.com to get a free quote today. Special conditions apply.
And at 6 minutes after 7 to end the news, a recap of the headlines. Prime Minister Mitchell to give nation a report on hydrocarbon reserves. In the region, CARICOM leaders extend congratulations to President-elect Donald Trump. Internationally, Harris tells her supporters, do not despair, as she vows to help Trump with a transfer of power. And in sports, Grenada's national swim team to compete at the 32nd OECS Swimming Championships in St. Vincent. And West Indies clinches the ODI series against ace rival England 2-1. With a decisive victory at Kensington Oval in Barbados yesterday. And that's the morning edition of news for today. It's Thursday, the 7th day of November. On behalf of the entire news department, I'm Gordon Joseph, thanking you for listening, wishing you a productive day, and extending the invitation to you to stick and stay with the network, because we are with you anywhere and everywhere.
So it begins, a journey like none other. Every moment has the potential to be unforgettable. Bring home a piece of the tropical green forest with every emerald. Capture the sparkling light of flawless water in a diamond. Make the sunrise and sunsets last forever. With precious colored gemstones, the essence of happiness is in our most precious memories. So, when it all comes to an end, bring home something that will last forever. Colombian Emeralds International. Bring home more than a memory.
Are you looking for a reliable, affordable, and customer-friendly pharmacy? Look no further than Hills and Valley Pharmacy, the nation's leading healthcare products and services provider. We are committed to serving you at convenient locations. Find an extensive and affordable selection of prescription and over-the-counter drugs and medical supplies at Church Street, Hillsborough, Carriacou, Jubilee Street, Grenville, St. Andrew, near the bus terminal, and Halifax and Grenville Street, St. George. Our committed team is always available to offer valuable assistance for managing your health and wellness. Discover the additional benefits of our wholesale distribution on Halifax Street and our Medcare Center on Grenville Street, where we provide in-house physiotherapy, massage therapy, doctor consultations, and eye care services. Our commitment is to satisfy all your healthcare needs, including competitive prices, loyalty rewards, and special discounts for seniors. Contact us at 435-6904 and WhatsApp 535-4734. Choose Hills and Valley Pharmacy. Remember, your health is our business.
It's almost that magical time of year, and everyone's pitching in to make it unforgettable. This holiday season, even the little ones are rolling up their sleeves. With every brushstroke, every splash of color, we're crafting memories that will shine for a lifetime. Make this Christmas even more festive with Berger. Enjoy up to 40% off selected items and enter for a chance to win big, up to $1,000. To enter, purchase any Berger product nationwide. Terms and conditions apply. Christmas just looks better with Berger.
If you're working for a while, come by Courts, I'll make you smile. Courts Black Friday come around. We are the best prices in town. Black Friday starts now at Courts. Yeah, it's back. Courts Black Friday. I tell you, hurry fast. Traffic on the highway. You know we got unbeatable prices. And furniture, electronics, and appliances. Are you coming? Say yeah. Weekly prices. And best deals of this season. Shop and credit to win big. And pay nothing until next year February. Rock out and come down to Courts. Courts already load. Courts already load. Black Friday starts. Courts already load. And go when Black Friday come out.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. Enjoy competitive interest rates, specials on insurance, and offers from auto dealers. Ariza also has great offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. Apply for an easy ride loan from Ariza and drive away in style.
Welcome, viewers and listeners, to the conversation for today, the first arm of the conversation. This morning, I am joined by a goodly gentleman who is a very prominent young professional, Robert Bristol. He is the CEO of Bristol's Pest Management and Oasis Pet and Food?
Pet and Garden.
Pet and Garden. Morning, how are you?
Fine, thanks.
All right, let me make sure I have this mic right. Yes, good. That's better. Good. Tell us, who is Robert?
Well, my name is Robert Bristol. Originally from Carriacou. I'm the CEO of Oasis Pet and Garden and Bristol's Pest. Bristol's Pest is a pest management company. We've also recently have different arms and different departments, like construction and landscaping and mold control and stuff like that. So health. Okay. So we've kind of extended and expanded a little bit in order to reach more areas of need.
All right. Now, coming from a story that just came out of Carriacou 2 days ago, and coincidentally that's where you're from.
Yes.
All right. The apparent lighting of the playing field in Dumfries. Is Dumfries?
I'm not too sure.
No, but in any case, there was a situation where they lit a fire and so forth, and people... It was a big story in the news. Speculations were rife that it was because they were dumping all the garbage and debris collected from the devastation from Beryl in that area. It created an infestation of rodents and other unwanted. So the fire was lit. Pest management, how critically important is that in Grenada?
Pest management is as critical as any other department. When you talk about pest, you talk about something that's unwanted. Something that you don't want to be coexisting with. So it's very critical, and pest management strategy is very important in order to be able to execute. And we've been saying for years, and we continue to say that pest management is something that needs help. You don't just put on rat poison and expect rodents to disappear. You don't just spray a house and expect cockroaches to disappear. There are things that as a homeowner, property owner, that you have to do as well. And it really goes from cleanliness or decluttering, because it doesn't mean that because you have pests you're an unclean person, and this is something that's been misconstrued. Clutter could cause pests. There's something called a harbouraging area. That's where pests will go and live and make their young ones and make babies. Any place that's dark, maybe wet, or just cluttered. So it could be you have some tools under your house you haven't moved in a while. Rodents or centipedes or cockroaches could use that as an area to go and reproduce. So it has nothing to really do with cleanliness per se, that a person or a company or someone is unclean. It's just more to do with things that might be in an area over an extended period of time.
Okay, so in essence, it has nothing to do with someone's personal hygiene.
No.
But it has primarily to do with the environment, the surroundings.
Exactly.
of where.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, because you as a restaurant owner, you can have a proper hygiene, your staff have proper hygiene, but if the surroundings, the environments are not properly managed,
right, then
it becomes breeding grounds and so forth.
I mean, there are people who clean every day, very clean houses, very clean properties, and there's pests. And I mean, pests come from outside. Cockroaches could fly, right? It could be under, some people might cut some grass and they pile it up in a corner in the yard, and under that area becomes a harbouraging area. But the yard is properly cut, the place is clean, but there is a harbouraging area that has been created unconsciously.
Okay. So and what are some of the negative implications of pests? And I'm going to zero in, because if we go to talk about pests, the range is wide.
Yes.
But in Grenada, predominantly we're used to what we call the wood ants.
Right, termites, yes.
Termites, yes. We have cockroaches.
Yes.
My biggest enemy, rats.
Yes.
Because I'm a survivor of lepto.
Right, leptospirosis.
Right.
Yes.
So, yeah, what are some of the main negative implications of this?
Well, other than appearance, For instance, a friend visit your house, your property, and a rodent might run across, or there's cockroaches in the kitchen, things like that. Also, what's not mainly spoken about is the spreading of diseases and viruses, and which is a very, very big one. As you mentioned, leptospirosis, which rodents mainly spread through their urine. Yeah. So when they pee, the tail drags in the pee, and it spreads throughout your property, and could cause cross-contamination or contamination to you. So mainly, as I said, appearance and the spreading of diseases, those are two of the biggest things that see people struggle with in terms of pests.
All right. And now that we've made that declaration, it is so important that the population understand that some of these pests, if not all, some of them cannot be controlled just by you sweeping your house or cutlassing around your house. So hence the reason why it's so important that we have people and companies, departments, the Ministry of Agriculture has a vector control and all this sort of thing. There must be a professional approach to this. Hence the reason why Bristol's pest management and the subsidiaries that you've developed become so important. So how long has your company been established?
Bristol's as a company, we're 9 years.
9 years.
9 years. And Oasis Pet and Garden, we're going on 3 years very soon.
Okay, so Bristol's Pest Management, what services do you offer? What range?
Right, so we range from general pest control, which covers things like cockroaches, termites, bats, which is a very big problem as well in Grenada now. We do a bit of landscaping, but more, we kind of focus on the major projects.
Because again, for clarification, landscaping ties in with pest control because it cleans the
exactly. So we're all about health and cleanliness, right? And we understand that one cannot exist without the other, right? Because of our pest control as well, we've tapped into the construction industry, mainly because when we do, for instance, termites, there's a lot of renovations that's necessary in order to effectively do a termite job in Grenada. So there is a lot of services that we offer to make it easier for the customer, to make it easier for whoever using our services. Instead of having to go outside and get somebody else and we have to work along with them, why not give you a better package? Why not we able to work along with you to make things easier for you, right? And as I said, mold, it's a very big thing, and we are getting a little deeper and deeper into it. We have kits and so on coming that we can use to test air quality and stuff like that, because it's a very big thing in Grenada. People have issues with mold, and it's normally misrepresented for allergies. But it could be mold in your environment. It could be mold in the AC. It could be mold in a room. And, you might just see it as, okay, well, the weather change, so my allergy is acting up. But that's a very, very big thing as well.
How serious is mold?
Well, very.
From a health perspective.
Very serious. Quite frankly, mold spores can grow in your lungs, right, which can develop breathing complications if you're not careful. So it's not something that you take lightly, but it's also not something that you misdiagnose. You have to get a professional to diagnose mold, to know what type of mold, the dangers of it. Some are worse than the other. So it's very, very important to have professionals diagnose these things.
As a matter of fact, I have a friend that should be bearing today, or if not yesterday, but some from the northern part of the island, and it is alleged that he was exposed to mold at his working place. So it can kill. Yes, it can kill over a period of time, like anything else. It's a toxin. It gets into your system, and over a period of time you can be negatively affected. Having a strong immune system is very important, that can help mitigate these issues. But generally, as I said, it's always good to have a professional take a look at your issues in order to avoid misdiagnosis. Okay. So a young, intelligent man like you, all right, I look at you this morning and I told you when this suit reproduces, I want a young one, all right, because you're, very, very well dressed. And so why pest management? Well, you look as a pastor, you look as a politician, you look as a successful supermarket chain owner and things like that. But why pest management?
I think that you sometimes grow into your profession and you grow to love what you do. I went to TAMCC, which I really appreciated the agriculture program that they had. I went there for 2 years, so I did general agriculture in school, and from there it was just a journey and hence the reason why I kept certain aspect of the business going, because we started out in landscaping. I used to have a weed eater walking around cutting grass for people, and then I bought a little spray can. They used to call me the walking pest control man. We used to take bus and go to different places and spray places and stuff like that, and over a period of time, by God's grace, we invested back the little funds that we made and tried to grow bigger and better, and from then the rest is history. We really try to embody the concept of taking care of people, and that's why, as I said, sometimes we try to spread ourselves to as much as humanly possible to make sure that our services embodies what we believe, because we have a culture of belief. And that culture of belief is helping people and making people's lives better, right? So every single thing that we do, that is our focus in improving the lives of, in this case, Grenadians and people from Carriacou as well.
And Petite Martinique. Right. In your humble assessment, do you think Grenada is really desperately in need of proper pest management controls?
I was thinking recently that I believe that pest management should be something that is implemented in schools. And when I say schools, I mean as part of the curriculum. And that knowledge should be widespread. It should be widespread by companies. I believe that companies have a responsibility to educate. You can't blame people for what they don't do if they don't know. So part of what we do on our social media platforms, Facebook, Instagram, we try our best to educate. We try our best to make sure that people know what they're getting themselves into, and the consequences for not dealing with certain issues in a timely manner. So the biggest thing for us is education. Okay. And as I said, you try to start at the school level to make sure that it becomes part of the mindset of people, okay, to prevent and to make sure that that is paid attention to.
Someone is trying to ask you a question. Let's engage that caller. Caller, good morning.
Mr. Joseph.
Hi, welcome.
Mr. Bristol. Mr. Joseph, what he's not telling you is he's an expert when it comes to helping farmers diagnose some of their problems with their crops, and providing advice, information on how to fix some of those things. So ask him about that as well, because he's pretty good at it. He was able to help me with my tomatoes and so some months ago. So it's not just about the pests, but the man is a boss when it comes to some of the issues we have in our gardens as well. Thank you, sir, and have a good morning.
Wow. Okay.
So
too much humility is not good, right? It's good to be humble, but you also need to declare your variables, as he would tell you. That is part of computer programming. Declaring the variables, you have to do that up front. You understand?
So I think it now opens the door for Oasis Pet and Garden. And when I say this with a lot of passion, because we're on a mission. In this case, I'm leading that charge in aiding in the development of agriculture in Grenada. And we believe that we have a lot of work to do. But Oasis Pet and Garden, apart from being an agriculture shop, we try to focus on education. Because again, farmers do what they know. And we know that. But we try to gently introduce them to new technologies, new ideas, new opportunities, and explain to them the difference and the benefits of getting yourself educated. You make informed decisions. You look at your farming practices as a business. It is a business. So you have to treat it with respect. And anything you don't treat with respect will leave you.
Okay, there goes the marital counseling aspect of it. You understand? So you're multifaceted, man. Okay, so what's the name again?
Oasis Pet and Garden.
Okay, so is it something that's operational already, or you just
yes? We have a branch in West Hall. And in recent times, we were looking to bring our services or business to different parishes. We tried different concepts. Firstly, we had a mobile agri shop which we had a vehicle on the road. But apart from doing it the conventional way, by just going to the supermarkets and stuff, we were going house to house. So, and you could have called the shop if you wanted a pack of rat poison. We come in your way today, we drop a pack of rat poison for you. That's how, we structured that. That's on hold for a little while because we came up with another idea which we were doing the pop-up shop. We were doing a pop-up shop in the Grenville car park in Grenville. But now, finally, we have an opportunity to do another branch in St. George's. That's on Melville Street, next to the gas station, that building right before the gas station, where SPs used to be in that building. We're trying to set up by the second week in December to be ready for business. And as I said, for us, it goes deeper than just business. For us, it's reaching farmers. For us, it's reaching the people. And as I mentioned before, getting the people at a young age, getting into the schools, we really plan to have programs in place where schools maybe could bring a group of students, the agriculture class, to the store. You choose particular days and they can get educated why we use pesticides, why it's necessary, why fertilizers, what's the different types of fertilizer, what the uses of it. These are the things that will help Grenada to excel in agriculture.
And not only the why, but how.
And how, exactly.
Yeah, how is also critical.
Yes. So, as I said, we're trying to be structured this business more than just an entity that you could come and pick up a product and go with it. You want to make sure you pick up the right product. So many times people might come to the store and, not ringing our own bells, but somebody might say, why you don't just allow me to buy this? And we might say, listen, this is not a product for you. You're going to waste your money. And bigger than you buying this product, you're going to tell people we gave you the wrong thing.
Yeah.
We're aware of that.
Yeah.
So it's not a product. It's not going to fulfill your desires. Just leave it alone. Maybe you go to one of the other farm shops like Farm and Garden, Renwick and Thompson. There's other farm shops that might be able to facilitate the product you're looking for. And as I said, education is our passion. We just want to make sure that people make the right decision, informed decisions, and Oasis Pet and Garden becomes a hub. And our slogan is Oasis Pet and Garden, a home for farmers. And I think at home is where you feel safe.
Yeah.
You don't expect to get harmed at home.
Yes,
you don't expect to get misled at home.
Yes.
So I think that when people visit our business, as I said, now we're located in West Hall by Dico gas station in that property there.
Yeah.
But when you visit us, you're supposed to feel at home.
Yeah.
That you're part of the family.
I'm seeing something that I've recognized is that I'm seeing a lot of youthfulness in agriculture now. A lot of young people are getting involved in not just the ancient way of planting and reaping, but we're seeing young people, quite a number of them, getting involved in agriculture with a business approach now. How could you reach out to these people and extend even more support?
Well, I think that we can extend support by the services that we offer, and which is, as I said, we go back education, right? So we tell farmers, there is something in business called your cost of production.
Yeah.
You need to know that. So before you do anything, you put that crop into the ground, you need to know what it's going to cost you to get 1 ear of corn. And if you do not know that, you don't need to plant. You need to know what the cost of your fertilizer is. You need to know what your cost of your labor is. You need to know what the cost if you're releasing the land, how you're breaking up that yearly lease to know what you got from this quarterly production, right? Because if your lease is $10,000, you need to bust. If it's 4 quarters in the year, you're producing 4 times a year. You bust that in 4. So every quarter your lease is your cost for the lease is $2,500, right?
Somebody's trying to reach out to us again. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. Joseph, and to your guest.
Welcome to the program.
Thank you very much. The guest made a comment a while ago that kind of rings a bell to me. He said, if you don't have respect for, I can't remember exactly how he said it, but in terms of, he was speaking in terms of agriculture. Something I have noticed here, I don't know if he could comment on it or share on it, but I'm trying to learn because I'm realizing that when you're reaping certain things like herbs and spices and so forth, you could reap them the wrong way. For example, if I want to go and boil some bay leaf to put in some cocoa tea, normally I will go and I break a branch. right? And that branch cannot bear again. But if I go and I just pick off the leaves which I need, the branch could produce more leaves so that I could get more bay leaf at another time. Sometimes I go and we might just go and break off lemongrass. We might just go and break off piece of pitty boom, and we just go and break off this, break off that. And the tree is not as healthy, and it's like it's responding negatively the next time. So in light of that, do we have to have some kind of respect for it too? Thank you.
Nice question. Should we have some respect for the way we harvest?
Yes, 100%. And he said something that's very important. You break the branch. Now, there's something called a suture or shares. Every farmer is supposed to have a suture or shares for harvesting, for pruning. There's something called pruning. So you're going to cut a branch. You have to be conscious. You're going to break a branch. You have to be conscious that you're going to expose the tree now to fungus, viruses, because it's a wound. It's an open wound. It's a living organism. Yeah. So it's not like it's a statue. It's a stone. It's a living organism that has, and there is viruses or outside elements that are waiting for the opportunity to invade that tree.
Get in, yes.
Right. So most of the time, what will happen is that branch there will stay and rotten off. Now, here what's difficult about that? The tree doesn't know to let go of that branch, so it sends nutrients to that area consistently. The nutrients that should be going to the development of fruits, the development of other branches, even development of leaves, it goes to that part of the tree that you have destroyed or damaged. So the best way for harvesting is you use a shears and you try to cut as close to the main stem as possible. There is something called there is wound powder. There is a product that you could put over the wound to seal it. Right, that's the right way to harvest.
The sealant, yes.
Right, so that kind of sealant that you put over that area there, I can't remember the right name now, but you put it over the area that you harvested from. And also, I will tell farmers, let YouTube and Google be your friend. I don't know everything. There's a lot of questions I can't answer, but at least I try to make myself available to research to make sure that when you're into something, you have the right information on how to deal with what you're into.
Somebody else is reaching us. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Yeah, good morning, Innocent. Very good program this morning.
Thank you.
Very excellent program.
Thank you.
But tell your guests that you come in to talk agriculture. You don't need to come in a jacket and tie. That's not agriculture.
Okay.
Have a good day.
You see?
Well, I appreciate the advice.
Yes.
I always believe in the statement that you present yourself the way you want people to deal with you.
Yeah.
Right? And in this case, I'm presenting myself the way I see agriculture.
Okay, good point. Yeah, because I kept saying this time and time again. Agriculture is no time and nowhere the dirty stuff anymore. It doesn't have. There's some things that you just need to be in the soil, but the level agriculture is now. You don't have to. It's no longer necessarily a dirty business.
Well, I also think it goes deeper than that because I'm not in the field.
Okay.
I'm not trying to say that to push back or anything like that, but I'm saying like this is how I see my profession.
Right.
And we all have to see our respective professions in such a way that gives us the opportunity to represent it the way we see it. And how I see agriculture is on top of the world. You know, put it on the pinnacle that it deserves to be on.
Okay. We have another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Hello, good morning, my brother. How are you doing?
I am doing fine. How are you?
I'm all right. Laughter is good for the soul. I listened to the program and I laughed with the young man. That's the feeling is coming and sit down and nice gentleman here too. Yeah, I want to ask the mister. Rats like corn. So I would like you to give me a little advice about how to apply the bait for the rat in your cornfield. It is before you plant your corn, while the corn growing something. Just tell us on how we must set the bait. We just throw it on the ground, get something, put it inside our water. Just give me a little advice how to go about killing the rats in your field, especially in cornfield.
Okay, thank you. And that's pro bono, right? They're not paying for that advice this morning. Okay.
No, that's fine. When you're dealing with any pest, any type of production, you have to take preventative measures. So she asked a question if she do it before, which I believe. Rodents operate like this. If you have a constant source of food for rodents and you diversify that food, you don't have any pest issues. So in a farmer's case, you have something called a bait station. You have it in your field, different points in the field. And what you do, you just put a constant supply of different types of rat poison or food for the rodents. And they will never interfere with your production. They will never eat your corn. But you have to know what type of products to use, because you don't want to use, for instance, if there's a mango tree next to your cornfield, you cannot use a product that have mango in it, because they won't eat it. There's mango, I will leave mango and go eat your poison. Okay. So you need to use something that will attract them, right? And there's a diversity of poison. I mean, we supply for farmers as well, but as a farmer, you can call into the shop as well for these types of advice. Or if you come to the shop, you let us know the situation, and we will recommend the best product for you. But a bait station is very important for farmers for preventative measures. Always think preventative. Anytime you're dealing with any type of production, anytime you're dealing with farming, you always have to think preventative.
Okay, let's take this other call here. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Mr. Gordon, good morning, sir. How are you?
I am alive and thankful. Welcome to the program.
I'm pretty right. Mr. Gordon, the program is a very, very crucial one. And the topic agriculture, even more important. But the issue is, do we as a people, as a nation, recognize how important, or the important role of agriculture in our daily living, for and foremost. Secondly, what are the areas or the products or the plants or the commodity, however you want to call it, that has its greatest economic potential for the Grenadian people? Next step is, what or have we or can we develop our best practice in the context of commercialization? Next step, what percentage of the product or produce is intended or will be consumed in the local market, and what percentage we need to export based on its economic potential. So agriculture is not juking the land and putting on a piece of stick or a plant and say, well, that's agriculture. We have to take a holistic look and approach on the issue of agriculture and its impact on our daily living. My assessment of today's situation in the agricultural sector in Grenada is that we lack vision, so we don't have management, and we don't have what I call a corporate responsibility. Thank you very much, Mr. Gordon. Have a great day.
Thank you very much, sir.
There's a lot to unfold, but about over a year ago, I was having a conversation with some of my colleagues, and we've came up with this conclusion. Agriculture is an individual responsibility. The development of agriculture is an individual responsibility. And, we see a lot of things on the surface, but it's very deep, right? And the approach to agriculture starts with education. You can't fix it by just telling somebody, oh, you must do this, you must do that. But how do we go about it?
And in our case, it's not just education, but re-education.
Exactly.
Because our parents and grandparents, they were educated differently, because agriculture at that time was operating at a different dispensation. Agriculture today is different, so we need to re-educate the aged folks who are still involved in agriculture and ensure that the young generation is educated in line with the technology and all the scientific changes and so forth of the day.
Definitely. I mean, I totally agree with what the gentleman is saying. There has to be, these things implemented. But we have to start small. And the way to start small, as you said, is education and re-education. So I think that we should try to, and I must commend the Ministry of Agriculture. They're doing a lot in that department. They're really trying with different programs, and obviously a lot of things you test, you fill it out, see if it works, and then you might be able to implement. But these things take time, catch what I'm saying, because it has been a certain way for a long time. So it will take time to get back in groove, or to get in groove, to be able to implement some of the things that we want to implement.
Let's take this call. Good morning, caller. Welcome.
Hi, good morning to you, Innocent, and good morning to Mr. Bristol. Innocent, listening to this young man today is like a breath of fresh air for me. I was out in my garden doing my little things, and I was not seeing him, so I came upstairs, and when I saw him, I was taken aback at the jacket and tie, yes, but it's good, because we tend to denigrate agriculture to a level. And as I've said many times, agriculture is not farming. Globally, 60% of the revenue generated in agriculture has nothing to do with farm. And he's an example of that. The packaging and the distribution and the protection and the marketing and all those things that he's beginning to bring in, these are the things that make agriculture work. The farmers are just at one end. And in Grenada, in many cases, we don't even have farms. We have gardens, and we call them farms. So hats off to this young man. You are shedding light on something new. Let them see you in a jacket and tie. Let them know that agriculture is not a fork and a spade or a hoe. There is so much more to agriculture than just being out there in the farm. And there are so many services we can produce that are necessary for agriculture to develop and expand. And you are one of the, I would say, the trendsetters in that field. So go for it, young man. God bless you. Success. Wonderful, wonderful. I'm inspired.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for that compliment. I didn't realize the shirt and the tie was such a. But as I said, I stand on what I believe, right? Yeah. And I do think that the gentleman said something very important. Agriculture is not farming.
No.
I mean, there is so much departments. There's so much things you can be, and I really wish, dare to inspire the young people to try, dare to inspire the young people to open their minds and see things from a different perspective. And as I said, you treat things the way you see it. So I don't see agriculture as just an opportunity to go in the garden and take a fork and dig the ground. I believe that where is the business part of what you're doing? You go to the market with the same clothes.
A good friend of mine is saying, farm to fork, plant to plate. It's an entire process.
It is an entire process, and too many times we ignore the people in between. We can't ignore the supermarkets. We go to the supermarkets and the things are presented properly. Someone packed it,
Yeah.
Someone washed it, someone cleaned it, someone makes sure it's presented properly so you can buy and consume, and it's safe. It's safe for you to consume. So I think that we cannot forget the different levels or the different parts, because it's a mechanism, and it's not only a piston or a bearing. There is the engine, and there is the gas, and there is the steering wheel. The vehicle is made of different parts.
Yeah. Okay, tell you what we do. We take a quick commercial break, folks. We'll be back with the very exciting and interesting conversation with Mr. Martin Bristol.
Robert Bristol.
Why I keep saying Martin?
It's okay.
We'll be back after this. Don't you go anywhere.
Get ready! A new season of the Grenleg Debates is coming. Informative, impromptu, bright young minds sparking powerful ideas. The Grenleg Debates. The Grenleg Debates will be broadcasted on MTV Mondays and Thursdays at 9 p.m., Saturdays at 6 p.m., and on GBN TV, Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 p.m., Sundays at 4 p.m. Broadcast begins Saturday, October 7th. Tune in.
Served Grenada for decades. We are the #1 and largest electrical supplier.
Hi, welcome to Sun Electrical. How may I help?
We offer electrical wire and accessories, tools, and appliances for all residential, commercial, and industrial applications, which is what we are known for. And we expanded our products with new innovative ways to modernize your home. New homeowners will be captivated in our lighting showrooms.
Some more pendant lights here. These are very multifunctional because they can work for kitchens, living rooms, bedrooms.
We have a wide selection of lighting, ranging from indoor to outdoor and solar. We are also available for site visit services to assist you with selecting the perfect light for your forever home. We are located at Dusty Highway in Grenada and St. George. Sudden Electrical. Best value, expert advice, quality products. We hope to see you soon.
Ride in style with an easy ride loan from Ariza. Enjoy the comfort and convenience of your own vehicle for work or play. You've got places to go, and we're gonna help you get there easy. Enjoy competitive interest rates, specials on insurance, and offers from auto dealers. Ariza also has great offers on electric and fuel-efficient used and new vehicles. Apply for an easy ride loan from Ariza and drive away in style.
Hello, everybody. My name is Renee Goodwin, and I am the marketing manager here at True Blue Bay Resort. And I am so excited to invite you all to join us every Thursday on GBN, starting from November 7th, as we count down to the holiday season, right here at True Blue Bay Resort, Grenada's best family-friendly resort for visitors and locals.
Welcome back to the conversation, chit-chatting with Mr. Robert Bristol from Bristol's Pests and
Oasis Pet and
Oasis. Let's entertain a caller before we get to some more conversation. Good morning, caller.
Yes, good morning to you, and have a great day. Good morning to your guests. Hats off to you, young man. Go for it. You know, what we have to try to do, listen to you, if we're not careful, what I discover is that price now is getting beyond our ability to spend the price of produce, local produce. And so what you have to do is to, within your system, try to create an economy of scale so that we have the volume up, but the price is low. We have to find a way to do it, find a way to have people eating plentiful without the price rising. There's many ways in which we can do that. I don't have time today to discuss that with you. But I don't know, with your system, do you have anything that will aid in the eradication of bats? Bat has gotten out of hand, very problematic to deal with. What do you have to deal with the eradication of bat? How do we get rid of the bats?
Thank you, caller.
It's a very, very, very important question. We don't, for environmental reasons, we, as a company, we don't kill bats. But there are ways that you can exclude bats. It's called bat exclusion. For instance, if bats are in your roof, Bristol's Pest, we will lift your roof, lift the galvanize, vacuum, clean out, and seal. Because it's basically close the windows. The windows was open, we close all the windows.
Okay.
They're hanging under the eave. There are techniques that we use to prevent them from being able to hang. We have spikes, we use strings. So we have different techniques in Bristol's that we use to be able to manage and control bats. Now, we know it's a very difficult issue. It's very challenging for people. But that's a service that we've structured and tailored our service in such a way that we've been getting results over the past couple of years. And that's something that works for customers. So, but to say the killing of the bats is and it also, I mean, it's very very difficult. Bats roost in hundreds. To kill 100 bats is, but we more focus on. I mean, also bats has its benefits, right? They eat mosquitoes.
Okay.
Right, so they help keep the mosquito population at bay, right? Because remember, they're nocturnal. Mosquitoes come out at night as well, so they feed on the mosquitoes and other insects. So they have its benefit. Okay. However, the bat feces can be dangerous. There's a fungus that grows on the dry bat feces called the histoplasmosis fungus, and it gets airborne. It gets into your system, it could grow in your lungs.
Wow.
That fungus as well.
Okay.
So you have to be careful with the bat feces. If you have children playing around with bat, does drop the feces. So it's not something you want to keep around your property. But as I said, it's not one-off. You have to work on it. So we have tailored our service in such a way to let people understand, hey, it's not magic, but we have a process in place that will help you to get to that place where you're not worried about them anymore.
Okay. Someone asked here via our WhatsApp platform, good morning. There seems to be an infestation of congories. It's millipedes, right?
Millipedes. Everybody understands congoree.
Yeah. All right. There seems to be an infestation of congories, as we'll say locally, in areas to the south of the island. They look as a mix with earthworms.
Right. So we know of that species of millipedes. It's just a species. For some reason, it's not a species that you could say is from Grenada. It seems seemingly it's something that was accidentally brought in, and this is why quarantine and pest management is very important, and they try their best to track everything, and don't give them a hard time. When they tell you get the permits, when they tell you make sure that the fruits you're bringing in, they have to inspect it, the stuff you're bringing in, they have to inspect it. That's one of the reasons, because you could introduce insects and bugs and pests that is not found in Grenada, right? And it could wreak havoc. For instance, the citrus greening disease that we were affected by, the Caribbean was affected by it, that saw our citrus population decline, but in my estimation, by over 60%, until the propagation center could not propagate citrus because of the greening disease, and there was no known treatment for it, right? So these are the effects or the things that can happen if we don't manage these things.
Okay. We have a caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome. No, caller, you need to turn that volume down and call back. You need to distribute your number. Could you please let us have your phone number? Someone wants to speak with you off air, I guess.
Okay, so I have a number that I take calls on for business. Personally, is 403-3532. And if you want to reach the office, which is Bristol's department, is 443-3532. And if you want to reach the Oasis Pet Shop, is 403-7379. There are other numbers, but these numbers will work.
Okay, so repeat the numbers, please.
So, for me, it's 403-3532. For Bristol's office, it's 443-3532. And for Oasis Pet and Garden Shop, it's 403-7379.
Okay. All right. Someone says, how do I treat a dry spot in my front yard? Someone told me it could be ants eating the roots of the grass. Is that possible?
It's kind of hard to determine from just that statement. What it could be is maybe there might be a fungus in that area. What I will recommend is that you contact the shop. You send a photo representation or a video of what's happening, and maybe one of our experts could come out and test it and check it out to see what's happening.
Okay. All right. Let's go back to the telephone line. Good morning, caller. Welcome. Caller, good morning.
Good morning, Innocent. Good morning to you. Yes.
There's a background noise.
Background?
Yeah, you have a TV or radio on?
No, I don't have anything on. I check up everything. I don't know.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Okay, sorry. Very good program. I want to ask the gentleman two things he made mention of, and a previous caller spoke about it. What can be done to us? Because nowadays we see the spike in prices, with farmers just putting a price on things and making it very difficult for people. My question is, how can we deal with the issue of costing? I heard you talk about it earlier on, but how can we approach it as a nation where farmers are involved in terms of getting them to understand the importance of costing? And finally, there are some farmers don't eat what they grow. because of the amount of chemicals that is sprayed with to get what you call production. What would your advice be? Do you think that we should, is there anything that we can suggest to the government in terms of stopping come to Grenada? Because there are some countries that don't use those products. But in Grenada, we use things, and the farmers themselves know how dangerous it is. They don't even use it, but they sell it to people, and that affects our lives. What advice would you give in this area? Thank you, and have a good morning.
Thank you, Colin.
You remember the first question?
Something to do with the chemicals.
The costing.
Yes.
So, I think I mentioned it earlier on. The farmers have to be knowledgeable on the cost of production. That will ultimately help them to have a proper pricing technique. Also, the cost of agriculture supplies is very important. And at Oasis Pet and Garden, I proudly say this is our business model. We're really trying to get the price of agriculture supplies to where we honestly believe it should be. So we try to price fairly. We try to sell things at a price that we know that is not going to affect the outcome. Now, it's also a moral issue because it's not fair to the consumer. If you're getting items at a reasonable cost and you just put a cost on that item because you think that's what you should sell for, or because that's what everybody's selling it for. No, you're, as an entity, you got to have a pricing technique through you knowing what your cost of production is. Now, the problem with that is, unfortunately, a lot of people don't know these things. They don't know what the cost of production is. So a pound of tomato selling for, I don't know what it sells for, let's say $8. You just sell it for $8. But what if you could have sold it for $5?
Because, again, sometimes your production cost might be lower than
exactly. It might be $1, but you don't know. It might be $1 per pound. It might be $2.50 per pound, and it's okay to make 50%. You know, you make $2.50 on your cost of production. To me, it's fine. But I mean, to make $20, I mean, as I said, it comes back. It comes back to your knowledge, and this is where we come in. As I said, we're private, but I believe we have a responsibility to educate. So we, farmers can call for advice. You call the shop, call us, call me. We will give you the right advice.
On that note, we're just 2 minutes away from the end.
Right.
All right. That 1 hour has gone so quickly.
Fly, yeah.
Okay. I want you to let the folks know where they can find the Bristol Pet and
Garden. Yeah. So Bristol's Pet and Oasis Pet and Garden. The main office is West Hall, St. David, by the Decal gas station. So we have an agriculture and pet shop there. Also, the Bristol's main office, pest control main office, is there, and our new branch will be located on Melville Street, St. George's, right before the gas station. We plan to open by the second week in December. That's what we're aiming for. As I said, and all our services in terms of education and everything else that we offer really competitive pricing on agriculture supplies, as I said, and also options, because the gentleman had mentioned about the ways to stop use too much of chemicals, and there are options, especially with the herbicides. You can use the ground cover to stop the weeds from growing, so you have you use less herbicides, and we provide all these types of products that can help farmers use less. So it's an initial investment you have to make, but it's for the long-term benefit of you and the health of the country.
Just for people wanting to contact you for backup information, get numbers again.
So the number is 403-3532 or 443-3532 or 403-7379.
Mr. Bristol, thank you very much for
it's been a pleasure
with your presence here, and I promise that we will make this a continuous program based on the response that we've been getting.
Yes.
Grenadians understand that we need that.
Yes, it's definitely a need.
Thanks, sir.
It's been a pleasure,
us. Folks, don't you go anywhere. We'll be back. The BBC is up next. Thank you for your contribution and participation to the program this morning.